All right. I enjoy Wilds of Eldraine, and I almost call it Throne of Eldraine. I got into Magic, or back into Magic after Throne of Eldraine, Zendikar Rising, so I don't know, 4 sets after. Anyway, this came out in September, and where it's not necessarily the time to open Wilds of Eldraine for the algorithm or whatever, but I enjoyed the set, and also I have a sort of personal goal, or not really a necessity, but I sold a card online, Virtue of Loyalty, and I sold the wrong one because Wizards has a ton of different versions of the cards, and those kinds of mistakes can happen. We removed the wrong listing, and then it just ended up with the wrong one. So, like, the person wanted the basic version, and these are just wonderful treatments of cards, and I'm trying out something new here. Put that there. He wanted the basic treatments of cards because he wanted a play set, right? And I gave him a full art card, thinking, oh, that'd be better, because that was the listing I was supposed to remove. And that was the wrong card, and so I offered to refund him, and I also said, hey, on the weekend I'll open up some Wilds of Eldraine, and if I get Virtual Loyalty, then it's yours. And he agreed to that, so yeah. I also love the gingerbread people. So when I mentioned this to someone in the store, they were like, hey, I'm looking for Virtue of Courage. So what I'm looking for today is Virtue of Loyalty and Virtue of Courage. That's just a token. So, sorry, this is a slow start. I'm just trying something new with the spotlighting a card. I don't know. No one does this. Maybe there's a reason why. Mountains. Back to spotlighting that card. I set the gingerbread aside because I like the gingerbread people, and if I don't sell them, then I want them. Don't know if they're viable or whatever, but they are just fun. Just the idea. So gingerbread, the meal ender, and just the fact that they're creatures that can be turned into food because they're gingerbread people. That's just hilarious and kind of cool. So I don't really like these tab pulling ones. I like to brute force my way into card packs. Oh. These, I mean, obviously full art lands aren't what they used to be, but they've always been nice. It's just that now there's so many of them that they're not, they're not as highly sought after. No one's talking about the but this Phyrexian card is good. So no one sought after seeking them out. The Goose Mother. I can't remember if the Goose Mother was any good. Some uncommons. Comes. This is a little awkward setup. I don't know. I wonder how other box openers or people that do box openings, how awkward their setups. Obviously, the person that does the most, I don't know who that is, but they probably got some really great setup because they'd have to because they're doing so many. Oh, nice foil Utopia Sprawl, but not that it's necessarily worth anything, but it looks nice. So. Common. Scalding Viper, Johann Apprentice Sorcerer. Also, I have the camera higher up than I normally do, but that's because I'm spotlighting the cards. So you'll see on the side, you'll see an up close and personal version of the of the cards that are neat looking or of value. Oh, Hilda of the Ice Crown. I don't know if that's of any value, but I mean, Mythic could always be something. I put a common there. So I figured, having a higher up camera, giving you a wider view of the stacks, the sorting stacks. These tokens, I'm not going to spotlight it, but I don't know, they're kind of interesting. It is good that, there's now, I mean, there has been for a while, but knocking the camera is not necessarily good. But, Sir Gingerbread, the meal ender. Nice. I'm glad because when I got that, I think I got one or two and they sold immediately and I was like, I kind of want one. But, can't keep everything. I don't know what the value of this set is now. I mean, how well the singles are selling, if they've gone up or whatever. I'm not really usually paying attention to that kind of stuff. So, but I do know that, more of this has sold as singles, I think, for me anyway, than Commander Masters. So, Prophetic Prism. That's a foil. Common. Uncommon. It's very nice looking. Spray and Seas. Redcap Gutter Dweller. It's actually a little bit easier, this setup. As I was saying, they're always awkward, but before, when the camera was closer, I'm kind of like reaching around a tripod. And I know I should probably just buy one of those tripods that lets you put the camera right up over, because it has a little extender, like a T extender. But I don't want to spend money on that right now. There's other things that I need, so that's a low priority. And also, I need a dedicated space to do these box openings, which I really don't have. I'm just doing it in the shop, in front of the board games. Even had to move the Warhammer shelf to the side to let the light in. I mean, I didn't necessarily have to. I got some good lighting, but it's always nice to have natural light in addition to the lighting you're already using. And I am going a little bit slower on this, just because I actually enjoy these cards. They're just very nice looking. They're not, I don't know about their competitiveness, their viability, whatever, but they're beautiful. And I mean, the Commander Masters cards are, in my opinion, even better looking for different reasons. The treatments on these cards, the style of Wilds of Eldraine's storybook stuff is very pretty, right? Whereas I think, just in general, the art and color of Commander Masters is just a little bit better. It catches my eye a little bit more. So, pollen here. So no virtues yet. I'm pretty sure. I would have noticed a virtue. I'm sure. It'd be nice to get it and not have to refund the guy. Mostly, not that I mind refunding someone because I should, but just because it's nice that that person can complete their play set and not have to then go through the hassle of, you know, buying from someone else and waiting for that, and not necessarily knowing what. It's a nice little rare in that treatment. You know, whether they're going to be scammed or not. Obviously, there's very few scams of, you know, low-end cards, so I guess it doesn't, you know, it's a very minor concern. It's just that, you know, he's already dealt with me, and he wants the specific card, and what if someone else makes the same mistake I did? And then, could you imagine if like, you know, you're trying to complete just a basic play set of cards, and every time you buy from someone, they send you the wrong version, and you just keep going through it over and over and over again. Here's a foil rare Saga. 3 blind mice. I don't know if... Don't know how sought after that is. But just imagine if you're stuck in this cycle of, oh my god, I'm trying to get this goddamn thing and it just won't come, and like just I guess when you finally get it, it would be amazing because you went through so much hassle to get, you know, to get it. But Stab Wound looks, the art style and the frame just kind of makes these things. No virtues yet. Maybe I'll open a box and there'll be 0 virtues, and then I'll have opened this box for nothing. We'll hope not. So, I don't know. Of the sets for 2023, I didn't open my store till the summer, so I was halfway through the year before I started getting into the sets. So I obviously I back ordered some of the older sets, but I don't know. They seem lackluster to me. Other than Dominaria Remastered, I really thought was interesting, but they overprinted that, and then, you know. Anyway, I think my favorite set was probably Commander Masters, even though it's, you know, expensive and didn't sell well. But Throne of Eldraine would be, you know, a runner-up for that. Just because of how wonderful it looks. And Ixalan is probably the one that did the best this year, I think. And I think that's what most people's favorite set is. But I'm not that into dinosaurs. As I mentioned in the box opening that I did for Ixalan. Go check that out. Tale of the Ages. Tim's Heart. And also, I'm not into Jurassic Park at all, really. So it didn't kill me. I'm glad that everyone really liked it. I'm glad that everyone in my store liked it. I'm glad that it sold pretty well. And I'm glad that we ended off the year with a bang. That and the Lord of the Rings holiday release, which seemed to start off as a fizzle, but did okay in the end, I think. I think anyway. But yeah, I was just wondering if you're watching this, what you thought was the best set of the year. Both, I guess, competitively or the cards that you liked, or just the draft experience, or just the value. Like, however you define the best set of the year, or maybe use 2 definitions, one for, you know, the best made set competitively, draft-wise, and then also the set that you were most excited about on an individual level that may not have had. Maybe Daring Tracker. I'll show both of these. You know, I'm just wondering what other people thought and where we're. How well Magic did near the end of the year. I think most people agree that they did a lot better. But it could be that you might have liked the earlier in the year sets. And then, what are you looking forward to? I'll let you know. I'm not. I don't know. This Murder's a Call Out Minor, like a murder mystery set, doesn't necessarily appeal to me. Maybe it appeals to others. So obviously, I mean, it could. That's a nice looking card, even though it's only an uncommon. Fallout appeals to me because I'm a huge Fallout enthusiast. Farsight Ritual. And then the end of the year, whatever the... See, I was confused because I thought there was, one set taking place in a house. But it turns out there's 2 sets taking place in a house, one of which the entire plane is a house, which at the end of the year. And it's obviously a huge house because it's got to fit at least one Eldrazi in it. And I don't know. I'm not interested in that. Copy enchantment. I don't know how valuable that is, but... So, with 2 sets taking place in a dwelling, whether it's a large dwelling or small dwelling or whatever, Roland, Scion of War. I don't know how valuable that is. But, I didn't want either, really. So, Tough Cookie. That was my favorite one. Tough Cookie. Just the name, Tough Cookie. It's just brilliant. Whoever came up with that, kudos to you. So those 2 house sets don't appeal to me. Fallout does. Maybe Assassin's Creed does. I think it's more of a set for my nephew. I'll have to order more so that he can have a full set of Assassin's Creed. I liked Assassin's Creed, but I wasn't huge into the... Oh, I forgot. Huge into the game. I probably should have played all the other ones, but I just never had the time. And Fallout for me is way better, so that's where a lot of my time went to. Oh, Agatha Soul Cauldron. That's a hit. But the one that I think actually appeals to me most, even more so than Fallout, is the Thunder Bluff. Is it Thunder Bluff or Thunder Junction? Sorry, Thunder Bluff is World of Warcraft. But the Cowboy set, if you're wondering. And I'm just really excited about the conjunction of art styles that can come from that, and just the interesting things. It's similar to Wilds of Eldraine, that you're doing storybook. However, Wilds of Eldraine is more similar to Magic to begin with, the Eldraine plane. Devouring Sigurma. I don't know if that's I don't remember seeing on any list of good cards, but I don't know, maybe it is. Anyway, the Thunder Junction is more of a, it's more of an out of left field, not necessarily a Magic type of thing you think, but because of the way they've been going with Universes Beyond, they've shown that they actually have an ability to take things that are different enough and still make them feel like Magic, at least in my opinion. Your opinion might be different, but I'm excited to see what they come up with, both art-wise and set-wise, and mechanics and the feel of the set. And hell, if there was a book coming out for that, or comic books, I'd be totally into that too. I'm not saying that they'd be good necessarily. They could be. I'm just saying that I'd be into it to see if they were, and I would get them. But the end. It'd be nice if that card came at the end of a box opening video. Actually, have you seen a box opening video where that was the last rare that they pulled? That'd be interesting. Tell me about it. Tell me the title so I can go and look at it. So I just am excited about Thunder Junction. So I think it'll probably be my most ordered set of the year. Oh yeah, there's also, is it Modern Horizons 3? Yeah, Modern Horizons 3. Oh, so tokens go over there. it's coming, but I mean, I like Modern Horizons 2, and I didn't quite get in when I, I hadn't gotten back into Magic by the time Modern Horizons 1 came out, so, you know, I don't know have much to say about that set, but they did seem to overprint Modern Horizons 2 based on, you know, it started to do really well, and then they just printed it into the ground, and then Greater Oromancy. So they kind of ruined Modern Horizons 2. They kind of really devalued the fetch lands. They got fetch lands into people's hands, which, you know, from one perspective, it's a good thing. But then also people who had fetch lands. I mean, there's this, you know, the online debate about game pieces or, you know, investment. But it's not really about that. And, you know, Rudy has been at Alpha Investments has been, you know, defining his side as he wants people. Kellen Fable at it. He wants people, after they've spent their few years in Magic the Gathering, because people move on from Magic the Gathering, if they want to sell out, that they haven't just wasted all their money, right? So when you make every piece worth less than $1, that's not possible. You would never get you would have lost, basically, if they're all less than $1, then you've lost all your money, because no one's paying you for any of it. If every single card is worth less than $1. So there needs to be some sort of balance where cards are worth something, but maybe not all cards are worth something. Maybe not all versions of cards are worth something, but the cards that you have, it would be nice. I mean, it doesn't have to be Rotisserie Elemental. It doesn't have to be that, like, no one should have actually expected their Magic cards to have been valuable 20, 30 years later. None of us in the 90s thought that that was going to be a thing, that, you know, a Black Lotus was going to be $800,000, or that, in my case, the Portal 3 Kingdoms cards that I spent $50 on in the 90s turned into $5,000 in 2014, or whatever, right? No one should have had that expectation, and even now, maybe they shouldn't have that expectation. But the expectation has come. There's a couple good ones. Actually, no, Cloak Revel, I don't think so. So that did happen, and it kind of built up an expectation, and they shouldn't necessarily have that expectation, but it's a nice perk to playing the game, to be able to know that you can get out and at least get your money back, right? So I understand from that perspective why game pieces are bad, but also it's a collectible card game. They have to be collectible, and to be collectible, they have to be valuable. To be valuable, some of them, or a lot of them, or most of them, have to be expensive. They certainly all can't be worth less than $1, or else it's not collectible, it's not valuable. So, and then, to those that are like, oh, I don't care about that. It's like, yeah, but there's a lot of people that are in this because of the value of the cards. They feel good about it, whether or not they're ever going to sell the cards or not. And if that stops happening, then they're gone, and then people don't come and replace them, and then there's less people playing the game, and therefore, you know, there's less people at your Friday Night Magic game, and there's less social aspect to this, and you've got to rely on just playing with your friends. It's entirely fine. You can do that, but you know, you can never buy any more Magic and just play around the kitchen table with your friends. That is possible, but a lot of people want to go to a game store and play with people in the area they may know or may not know, or that they only see at Friday Night Magic and test their skills, and other people want to become highly competitive, and other people just want to collect it, and other people want to invest in it. And there's this whole ecosystem of, there's many different approaches to this game, right? There's different motivations that you could have. And because there's those different motivations, there's people that would, well, I don't think I got my virtues. by the way, the whole reason for opening this box. But, you know, I got some nice cards, so that's great. So if there's less, you know, motivation, different types of motivation that you can have for being in this game, then there's going to be less people, because there's certain people that only have a certain kind of motivation. Decadent Dragon. Dragons are always good. And then you have less people to play with. And again, yes, you can just play with your friends around your kitchen table, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But then the game slowly becomes dead. Not necessarily to you and your friends, but it's not, you know, there's no YouTubers talking about it. There's no, you know, there's no competitions. There's no playing at your store. There's no store, you know, that kind of stuff, right? Raging Battle Mouse. I think some people might appreciate that, even if it's not necessarily a great card. But a Raging Battle Mouse. You know, I had separated the mythics out, and then I just kept putting them in the rare pile. So at the end of the video, I'll just pull out the mythics. It is weird that I got no Virtue, because the reason why I decided to open one box is because I kind of got like 2 or 3 a box, but maybe that was just the collector's boxes that had that many Virtues, and maybe it wasn't as likely to get in a draft box. So, you know. Ristic Study. Well, that, you know, pays for a lot of the box. Huntsman Redemption. So anyway, like I'm saying, you can't expect things to be just your way and not other people's, because there's different people with different motivations and different desires. Is, I guess, virtue of knowledge, but not the virtue I was looking for. Be nice if I could trade that to someone for a virtue of loyalty. And if you just want things your way, and if you just want, this is the most valid argument. If you just want to be able to buy a game and not spend a lot of money on it, well then buy a board game or a living card game, or not even a living card game, but a board game that is a card game that all the pieces come with it, and maybe there's expansions, right? That's a lot less cheaper. But I mean, depending, this is a great looking card. Obviously, you know, they may not, I'm not even sure you can argue they're not as good games, because there are, you know, those games can be as good as Magic the Gathering. People say that it's the greatest game ever, but I'm not sure I agree with that. Let's get these mythics out. So you don't have to play a collectible card game if price is your concern, right? There's a foil. Mythic. Rare foil. Mythic. Anyway. I kind of made a point, but I didn't fully make the point, because it's kind of hard to have an actual, like, you know, I guess, debate with yourself in the middle of paying attention to cards while you're opening packs. So these are the foils that I got, which I already highlighted, I think, some of them. 3 Blind Mice. Right? And then Indigenous Prodigy. And then Aggravated Assault. I think it's a good card. And then the mythics are Virtue of Knowledge, Ristic Study, Hilda of the Ice Crown, Agatha's Soul Cauldron. So I think that and Ristic Study probably paid for the box. Rowan, Scion of War, Kellen, Fey-Blooded, greater or an NC.